So the big question today is we have Powell speaking. Where are we going? We know these days create a lot of volatility. And to be honest, we had the CPI data come out 2 weeks ago, and it actually created a really big buying opportunity. So I think it's quite interesting now because we're starting to see a similar pattern play out before any big news events sort of happen. And we know we've got two massive days ahead of us. We've got today and we've got tomorrow within the news. And we know this is going to play a big role within volatility in the market. Now, do we take advantage of that? And is it going to create us the momentum of getting finally to the 28,000, or are we going to the 19,000? Very big show today, guys. I think let's get into it. Let's have a look and see what are the major things we're looking at. So the first thing I want to show you guys is if we have a look at the previous time that we had a big news event happen. This was the CPI data that came out, I think, on the 13th of July. And it was actually this big candle over here. Remember that day where we had this like big green candle just before the news, massive red candle, and then we started to rise up. And ever since that day, we actually had a market that rallied for a few days. It literally was the start to this whole rally over here. Now, what was quite interesting is something I'm picking up on the charts is the market is getting to a point where it's starting to front run the news. They're starting to really start to protect their assets as this is starting to, as we start approaching these dates and these specific main times. Now, look at this. Look how we literally had the strong pullback all the way until the news. We had a lot of volatility on that day, and then we started a recovery road. Now, it's quite interesting to see, like, okay, so they literally front running before the news is actually happening. Because what is everyone asking now? Is this going to create a massive dump? Is it going to create something big? I think we sort of used to that. When something big comes out, we get a massive movement in the market. The charts are showing something a little bit different. They're actually showing that the damage gets done before, and not actually much happens on the day. A lot happens in the short time frame. Crazy wicks, a lot of volatility. I would not be trading any short time frame in this specific area. I'd rather wait for it to settle, but it's doing very similar this time. What's happening over here? We literally have a pullback that's lasting similar sort of range of what it did there. And the question is today going to create the big drop, or, are we going to get a big movement today? And I think we are going to get on the lower time frames, but the same sort of things playing out, where we're actually getting the sell-off before the news. We're actually getting the market front running and protecting their capital a lot earlier. And what I'm expecting today is actually something very similar over here, where we get a big drop-off as the news comes in. I don't see the news going good. 75 basis, 100. If 100 comes in, I think the market's going to panic a bit. I think it's going to create short-term panic. And I'm actually looking now to say, okay, if we do have short-term panic, the last time we had this was actually one of the best buying opportunities you could have had, because you literally had a rally of up to 20% in Bitcoin and you had up to 50% in altcoins. When this happened over here, but Ethereum was $1,000. It went to $1,650, guys. And then in 2 weeks after that, a week, 10 days after that, it went that. So we've got to be very aware of these days that you don't want to trade as it's happening, but you also want to take advantage if it's a really good opportunity. And I think let's go through the two bullish and bearish scenarios on what can play out, and is Bitcoin still in a safe place? Now, the first thing that's very interesting for me is I look at the RSI and the 12-hour. Very important, because the last time we were oversold in this area, Bitcoin was 19K. It was literally, that was a day it dropped to 19,000. Okay, now we're at the same area again, and Bitcoin's 21K. So yes, we did not hold these supports, but one thing I've noticed that ever since we've been in this range, patterns aren't really playing out properly. They're not playing out very commonly like what they usually do. We usually got very clear RS flips, resistance into support, these sort of things. And the market's acting a little bit different. And you can see over here clearly how this little higher low than this previous low, it was a very big indication, because it turns out being a really much higher high after that sort of play. And what happened before that was this initial higher break here, slight higher low, boom, all the way up. So what I'm trying to get to here is we do have news and we do have things dropping, but if Bitcoin holds anywhere above 20K 500, and we got this reset of the RSI, and we do secure a sort of higher low, and it then decides to go and chase this trend line, and it breaks the trend line, we actually have a very bullish Bitcoin. And we've been speaking about, when does 28K come? If this play does play out, and we do have that push, like this is the next leg that takes us to 28K. It's what the charts are showing. It's one scenario that I'm looking at, and I'm not missing if it does happen, because we are still making progress. Believe it or not, we are. It may feel like we keep getting faked out and these sort of things, but the last time we were at these RSIs, we were at 19,000. Now we're at 21. Before that, we were at 18,600. So Bitcoin's slowly grinding up. And if this is a nice little RSI reset where we start to now make our way to the upside, we can be looking at a really strong leg. I still feel that where we stopped on this last rally, this area over here, it wasn't a really crazy resistance for me. It was like a random area just to stop. I do expect that it can there's a possibility of lower lows and Bitcoin coming down to lower sort of areas. I just feel that this would make a lot more sense. 28K, and then we get a big sell-off, and we go into that. Like that is one play that it's really been one of my, I wouldn't say favorite plays, but something that I'm really thinking makes a lot more sense to anything else. But we got to understand this is crypto, and it can go either way. So we'll look at the different scenarios. But here, for me, looking at the dominance, this thing is literally at such a key level right now. It's going to be a dominance bounce at some point. Does it come on the dump? Possibly. But for me, it's like the last times we've had these big little pumps over here, it's been a Bitcoin pump. And if Bitcoin does decide to all of a sudden rally very fast, I think the dominance bounce is coming when Bitcoin bounces, and it really has a strong rally to the upside. I think Bitcoin runs a bit slowly, and then it does the same thing where we have the little push in Bitcoin, get it to where it needs to be, and it gets diversified into the altcoins. And same thing here. Pump it. Get the dominance up, get Bitcoin over 25K, get it to the areas, then diversify into the altcoins. That's sort of the play that I'm looking at. Now, to finish up on the bullish scenario, this is the last chart. I wouldn't say last chart, but the most important chart for me. Is we do have the USDT dominance. I spoke about this yesterday, and look how we're starting to get some sort of rejection here. That did lose trend. And when it lost trend, we got a very big impulse, a big move in the markets. And we've retested now. We have the RSI at the top. And chart-wise, we should get another big leg the way we did there. This gets us to 28K. This gets Ethereum to $2,000. This gets these coins there from that specific move. So keep an eye on this chart. I think it's very important. And the invalidation zone is we break into that trend. But until then, this is showing bullishness that people are going to get out of USDT and they're going to get into the market. It's very clear what the charts are showing you. So that's very important to look at. Quick move on the stock market. Stock market, if we look, it did have that previous break. The panic today can form us to come straight into this box over here. It can. I think it's going to be fast, and I think it's going to be bought up. I really do. I think we're going to get reaction today. I think we're going to spike down, possibly. Or it's going to go great. And if it goes great, it's going to move very fast. And that's where that trend line on Bitcoin is very important. Buy the breakouts. You don't have to guess the bottoms now. Wait peacefully for that. But just keep in mind that 21K, if we hold that, it's a way higher low than where we were previously. And it could really turn into something quite great. So I do think the stock markets can spike into this area. But as far as it goes, we haven't retested this yet. So a shoot here and then make our way back up to the 33. I don't know if it's going to get as high as these areas just yet. But it does make sense for me that this does play out where we have at any point, we can either go straight from here to here and then do maybe a big inverse head and shoulders, possibly. Or it goes here and then there. But for me, this makes sense for the stock markets. Definitely. It definitely makes sense for something like that. And the invalidation zone for me is securing the lower low at that area. So, look at that and let's see if there's anything else. Oh, one thing that is quite interesting here as well is if you look at the Ethereum dominance. We haven't spoken about this chart for a while, and I think it's important because if we get a breakout in the market, all of a sudden Bitcoin bounces, Ethereum's going to fly. Like if Ethereum breaks this, it's moving. Like it's moving very quickly. This was a big pump from Ethereum, and I think the remainder of this year, if the markets do turn bullish for a few months, I think Ethereum is going to be a powerhouse. I really think it's going to do well. So keep an eye on this. That if you're looking for a strong coin to take advantage of on dips, and the correct levels are being held, like Ethereum should definitely be a part of your portfolio. I think it's really going to do some crazy things. Last thing here is the dominance. It's the crypto market cap, sorry. And if you have a look here, we are at that point now where we are literally retesting these beautifully. We're forming a pin bar on the daily. And if you have a look here, so there's the support up here. Not sure whether it was moved. There's the support over there. There's the range bottom. But that's a break of trend and a retest here. And if we hold this, Guys, if we break in, it's bad. Very, very, very simply put. But if we bounce here, we're going there. And that's the $200-300 billion being added to the crypto market. So keep an eye on that. Don't look at both sides of the coin and act on either one of them. But if the market turns and it goes really bullish after this news, like I feel they're going to act on it today and we're going to get a dip off and stuff. But I feel like the damage, they're starting to cause the damage before and not much happens on the actual day. Short-term trading, don't do it because you're going to get destroyed. You're going to get stopped out on shorts. You're going to get stopped out on longs. They're probably going to send a green candle up just before the news, then dump it off, and then start the slow grind to recovery. That's sort of what we're looking at. Now, last point here that I'm looking at on the bearish scenario of Bitcoin. Let's go through here. Is the drop of this area here, this low? Because right now we've actually secured a sort of double bottom. We do have the support that held over here. And I think if we lose that, I think it's a bad sign that we do come down to these lower areas here. I do think the bottom range, not to say a lower low just yet, but I think with the low that we made yesterday is an important place to hold. I think we get a drop off today, maybe slightly lower, but the close for me above 20,700 is important for me today. Maybe they do, because where's everyone's stop loss now? Everyone that longed here, they got a stop loss right under here. So they might hunt the stop on the news today, get a little bit of volatility in the market, and then from that start to push up. If it gets to this trend line of 22,000 and we don't break it, there's my area to short. There's my area to exit some of my portfolio, and we're looking at lower sort of points of view. So for me, we have this RSI reset. The bearish scenario is we close outside of this and we go down to the $18,000, $19,000 zone again. And then we'll take it basically from there. So just keep an eye on that today. Now we got Ethereum. I've given you guys two scenarios now of what I'm looking at over here. It hits a really powerhouse support. And if we look at that leg, Ethereum's bullish, like it's really bullish. And if we hold this today, I think we're going to get, if we get that little dump off, I think Ethereum comes back in here. And if we hold the lows of what we did yesterday, I think Ethereum's going to 1,700 as the next target. I really do. I think this leg's actually going to be way bigger, but that is my short-term view. Or we drop the low, we come up to test it as this, and we go back down to the lower range. So take a picture of this, look to act on this. These are the two different views that I'm looking at as what I think Ethereum will do during today. I am taking advantage of the dip off if it comes in here. I will be running some stop losses, protecting it. And then after that, I think it looks good. I really do, but I'll be protecting myself too. Look at Solana. Back on trend. Boom. Beautifully here. I think today it comes back in here. And I think we get a movement. I don't know if we're going to break higher highs just yet, but I think we go up at least 20% from here. I really do. Bearish scenario, it drops that support, which is around 34.5. It comes and tests it. I start to exit some of my Solana position, and I look to buy in the lower 20s. Very simple. That's what I'm looking at on that. Near protocol. Look at the retests. This was the first take profit areas. We got it, but here's my two scenarios. This area over here, I'm loading up. If it comes down to the bottom of the range today, I'm stocking up. My invalidation zone is this lower low over here, where I'm protecting myself. And these are the two plays. The bullish play, I see a higher high. I see it going to around $5.4. So I'm basically seeing a 40% pump in NEAR on the next leg. Or we drop it, we come in, we test, and NEAR goes down to $2.5. Keep a track of this. Guys, you got to look at two different ways now. You can't just focus on the one. You cannot. Otherwise, you're going to miss the move if it happens in front of your eyes. Phantom, one of the big movers, one of the stronger volatile tokens at the moment. That's looking great. For me, it came and tested support yesterday. I think it can come a little bit to that lower range again today. And the next leg takes us to 40 cents. 25-30% move in Phantom bullish scenario. Bearish scenario, we drop it, we come up, we test, and Phantom comes down to 20 cents. Keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on it. The closing candles are very important today. Very important. Cardano, where it is right now, it is testing the break of trend beautifully. So I think it can come a little bit lower today on the news. If it does, and the bullish scenario plays out, I see it going to 60 to 65 cents. These are my areas for Cardano. There's news on it. I think it's going to move. I think it's going to do great. Then we got the bearish scenario where we break back into trend. We come and we test this low here as resistance, and Cardano is going to 35 cents. That is the bearish scenario on that over there. And then the last one I'm going to show you guys for now, I will be going through a lot more smaller alts when we get a little bit more clear direction in the market. Bullish scenario, AVAX comes back in here between around 19 to 1970. We then shoot up to 25. Bullish scenario, maybe we break the high. We'll see, but that's it for now. Or we break down here, we retest, and then we go down to a $14 AVAX. So quite simple. Now, guys, these trades, spot trades for now, short time frame, they come back. I think we do some short-term trades after all of the stuff happens. Let's get through the next 2 days and we get it back. While we are on that topic, many guys have been asking, Sheldon, have you left us? I see you starting racing and these things. We've lost Sheldon. I've seen all of these different comments. I got a quick message for you guys. I got addicted to crypto. I spent 2 years of my life on that. I'm going nowhere. I love this game. It is my life. I love everything. I just had to find something else that keeps me happy as well, gets me out of the space. Many guys are asking why the $400 account. Are we continuing with that? So when I started that, I saw that people were taking trades. When I was saying short, they were going long. How do I buy? How do I this? How do I that? And I had a bunch of inexperience, which actually really panicked and scared the shit out of me. Because I'm bringing a very powerhouse show that can do fantastic things, but the people are just not educated out there. And it's a big problem. So as many as people that think like I've left and I've been inconsistent, I do agree on that. But I think what people don't know is in the back end, I decided to do tons of education and tons of courses for the live trading show. I've set that target out to $1 million from $400. I set that out over a year. I told you guys I'm doing that over the year. I slowed it down. I did, and I do apologize for that. But I had to go and work out a full strategy on how we're going to make this happen on this sort of scale that we are doing. So I've been working really hard on that. I'm going nowhere with that. And you're going to be seeing very shortly an update on that portfolio and an update of the game plan. You're going to be seeing live shows again. You're going to be seeing pre-recorded shows, which are valid. It's not too late for you guys to watch higher time frame views. You're going to see a shift of consistency coming from me. I had to get a lot of people in my team and everyone to help me with the stuff. And we've restructured well. I'm ready to hit it again. I'm ready to do it. I'm going nowhere. I think it's another message for you guys as well. Just keep yourself happy as well. Don't always get sucked up and addicted to crypto and these sort of things. So I'm starting the racing. I'm starting the vlogging. I'm starting the other YouTube channels, which I'd love for you guys to join in the description below. But we're getting it all back. And I'm here for you guys, and I want to continue the journey and do it together. So I'm very excited for that. Remember, guys, that there's going to be tons of calls. Make sure you are following me on Twitter. Make sure you're following the Telegram and all these sort of things. And make sure you got your notifications on for the live shows. They are coming back. I'm excited for it. I've changed a few things. I've learned a lot, guys. It was a lot of pressure, a lot of things. But I'm rebalancing and I'm coming back strong. And remember, if you do agree, it is educational purpose only, and you do want to trade with us, you agree with analysis, look to open up your accounts below. You get bonuses, with Bybit, you can get up to $4,200 in sign-up bonuses, but get up to $8,000. You get discounts on fees and all these specific things. We then have CoinPanel, which I want to show you guys quick. Spot trading, the best tool that you can get. You can see over here, they're here. They're ready to go. We got a risk to reward tool here showing you how much risk we have till our stop loss and what our reward is looking like. This is the Cardano trade. We got the entries that take profit to stop loss areas. Look how many are here, guys. There are many. So if you're looking to take advantage of the next volatility and these moves for spot trading, non-leverage, none of these sort of things, this is for you. I promise you it's going to help you a lot. It's $1 a day. $1 a day, and it does play a big role. And secondly, I want you guys to share your charts. I want to see who's good out there. I actually want to start bringing some of the community onto the show. I want to see with the next talent. So we got BBS, guys. This is a place for you guys to come look at all the charts. I post 5 charts a day here, but it's also a place for you guys to post your charts. I'm going through this. I'm looking at this and I'm seeing, okay, who's good chartists here? Who's got the next talent? Who's going to help change the world again? And look at this, tons of free information. So sign up with the link below, join the community. It is phenomenal. It doesn't cost you anything. And you can buy the posts and stuff if you want. They are NFTs, but this is a beautiful place for you to come and have a look and join a community and get tons of free alpha. I think it's really, really, really great. So guys, as I'm saying with today, it's a big move, big market. I'm taking advantage of the dip off wherever it sort of goes. I do have my warning signs though, and I do have my exit points if it goes not right. But I feel like the markets are changing. They're starting to front run. They're starting to do these sort of things. So I'm taking advantage of that. I got a few of the altcoins, which I've given you guys, and I'm taking advantage of. No leverage for me today, no margin for me today, only spot and the higher time frame views that I'm interested in. I'm loading up. And yes, there's a lot more live trading coming. There's a lot more leverage trading coming. The stuff's all going. I love you guys. I'm going nowhere. Sniper's going nowhere. My love is crypto. I promise you it's crypto. I'm just doing a few other things to just make sure that the next big leg for Sniper, mark my words now of the show. In the next few months, I'm back at 100,000 views per show. Mark my words. This time I'm not losing it. I'm making sure I'm learning from the past. So guys, smash that like, smash the subscribe button. I'll see you all on the next show. Until then, much love, Antifam. I believe I can touch the sky. Think about it every night and day.